Right, everyone, thanks for looking at this video. My name is Dr. Rusbest and I work at the Centre for Sports Science and Human Performance at the Waikato Institute of Technology, or WINTEC, here in New Zealand. I've been doing research in Polo for about 4 years now, and it's flown by. So I just wanted to share with you a couple of things that we know in a short space of time. Here's a short clip to get us going. So there's plenty of good stuff happening here. Lots of movement on and off the ball, taking the man and clearing the line for the attacking player. And what we can gather from this clip and plenty like it is that polo is the fastest team sports that is played, with plenty of players exceeding 60 kilometers an hour. It's highly skilled, it's tactical, it's a contact sport, so there's a high risk of injury. And male and female athletes play together, which is facilitated by the handicapping system. And the player and pony partnership is key to success. In 2018, we wanted to simply know what it took to win. So we did a quick case study on a winning team. Simply concede fewer penalties and improve backhand success rates. Backhands keep play moving and keep the ball away from the opposition because it's easier to turn onto a backhand than stop your horse and turn. We then wanted to know what happened on the field, so conducted a small reliability and feasibility study into GPS use for polo. The data looks pretty good here. Everything's nice and reliable. And this helped iron out some process kinks for us too. So this was a really important starting point for us. We then went on to conduct a suite of GPS studies. Characteristics vary between levels of play, and each level seems to have its own GPS signature, if you like. But ultimately, the higher the level of play, the higher the distance and average and top speeds attained. Polo, as we've said, is one of the few sports where men and women commonly play together. And this is facilitated through handicapping between -2 and +10 goals. In women's only polo, that handicapping scale is condensed because the best female player in the world, when she plays open polo, is only a 3 or a 4 goaler, whereas in women, she's a 10 goaler. So therefore, that allows us to ask some really interesting questions, such as this paper tried to do here, and allows us to see that open and women's polo are pretty different beasts. The most striking example of this is seen when we compare top speeds between the codes. And in open polo, 55 kilometers per hour is average, and 60 kilometers per hour is an expectation. In women's polo, this is rarely attained, and the distribution is massive. We conducted a few studies that looked at player factors, and this led to the invitation to discuss how technology can be utilized to capture elements of human and horse interaction, and how polo or equestrian sport can be a model for that. These polo-specific factors have been discussed briefly today, along with some technology, so GPS, and we've also done some work in heart rate. We've got ethics for blood lactate, and I'd love to get into some accelerometry and heart rate variability stuff. And later this year, we're hopefully going to start looking at some of these perceptual factors down the bottom and just asking players how they go and what they consider important. But we've still got plenty of way to go to complete and refine my technology to-do list. And there's plenty of scope to grow this field of research or combine smaller pieces of the puzzle together to look at game performance in a more meaningful way. So in summary, what do we know now? Well, these are our main points. Convert your opportunities when you're playing, don't create them for the opposition, that is. Performance can be reliably measured and monitored over time and during play. Fast and far are required. You need to manage your horses appropriately for this. And open and women's polo display distinct characteristics on that GPS technology. There's an expanding role for technology in equestrian sports, and we really need to embrace this, but we need to embrace it appropriately, finding the right tech for the right athlete and the right situation. If you want to know more about our research and see all our papers, please just scan the QR code here. Otherwise, click the link below.